Welcome to Zandvoort. We've got a treat for you today with its trademark banked corners and a sea of orange t-shirts. Welcome along to the Dutch Grand Prix. Zandvoort circuit has 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with plenty of steep camber and elevation changes to keep our drivers on their toes throughout the 2.6-mile lap. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Andrea Kimi Antonelli lines up on pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Piastri, Max Verstappen, and Hamilton, Tsunoda, Russell, Sainz, and Liam Lawson, Blakely, Lance Stroll, and Fernando Alonso, Albon, Hadjar, Pierre Gasly, and Ollie Behrman, Doohan, Bortoletto, Hulkenberg, and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And alongside me here today in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. Now, Ant, I could go on for hours, and I probably will, about the atmosphere here today, the sea of orange, this Dutch Formula One festival. But once you're in the cockpit, once the visor's down, what are the challenges for the driver?
Zandvoort is an old-school classic racetrack that's been revamped to bring it back to life for modern-day F1, and the Dutch fans are here, all dressed in orange, to see their man, Max Verstappen, and he always delivers around this track.
All right, let's focus now for the rest of the race. Okay, DRS is now available. Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. Okay, you just started the final lap of the race. Final lap.
What a great race then, and a magnificent victory here at the Dutch Grand Prix.
You always look back at a race like this and think, if I'd just made that mistake there or locked up here, there would have been contact. And every one of those overtakes is a moment where you have to absolutely nail it, perfect it, and that's exactly what they're able to do today. Great stuff indeed.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way onto the podium now. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon. Thanks in no small part to the popularity of Max Verstappen, the Netherlands is back on the F1 calendar. So welcome to the boisterous atmosphere of Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Russell, Max Verstappen, and Antonelli, Tsunoda, Piastri, Stroll, and Isaac Hadjar, Sainz, Blakely, Alex Albon, and Fernando Alonso, Lawson, Esteban Ocon, and Gabriel Bortoleto, Doohan, Gasly, Hulkenberg, and Ollie Behrman rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me in the commentary box today, a man who I always look up to, which is easier said than done, Anthony Davidson. Now, I'll be generous here. It's not that long ago that you were racing and entertaining us on a Sunday. But in the years since, the sport has changed quite a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has, Crofty. You know, the cars have got bigger, they're heavier, but critically, there's more downforce to play with as well now. There was around 4 tons of downforce on the car at 300 kilometres an hour when I drove. You're now looking more towards 5 tons of downforce. So there's a big difference in performance. But because of that, the car being heavier and bigger, you've got to drive in a smoother way. You've got to look after it a bit more. You've got to nurse it through the slow speed corners more. They were much more nimble, agile machines when I drove in Formula 1 compared to now.
Okay, the start was fine. Let's try and move forwards. now use DRS. DRS now available. Brilliant, nice move, keep going. Good job, that was the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, this is your final lap of the race.
限り楽しみましょう。みんな最高よ。
They had to be decisive with their overtaking today as they worked their way through the field. And those kind of race victories are so enjoyable because it's not just like winning from the front. They really had to work for it today.
Welcome then to the podium, our top 3 drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.